Okay, here's the case 321. First things first, here's where we put diesel in, right there. Coolant reservoir is also in there. Here's where we check our engine oil. Make sure we are in between the lines on our engine oil. This hood does latch kind of hard, so that's normal. And then over on this side is our hydraulic reservoir. We check our hydraulic levels, and we're gonna just kind of look at the tires, make sure we don't have any low tires, make sure we don't have any puddles underneath it for leaks. And I'll show you inside here. The shovel's not in the best spot. Can't find another place to put the shovel for now, so that's where it is. Turn the key once. I'm gonna let the glow plugs go. Shows that light right there. They're done. Start the machine. Here is park brake. And it's off on the dash. See, come on. Now it's off. This has a 2-speed transmission, and it has a turtle and a rabbit, and actually it has a snail too. We're never going to use the snail, but we are going to use the 2-speed. So to use that, you have to have your foot on the brake, you have to be in neutral, and then you press and hold for a second. What speed do you want to be in? What gear? So I didn't press the brake hard enough there. I got to press the brake harder. And I pressed number 2. And now we're in number 2. But you got to be stopped in neutral to do that. To go in between 1 and 2. And we are going to go in between 1 and 2. We're probably going to plow in 1 rabbit. And we're going to drive from site to site in 2 rabbit. So that's how we shift. It's the difference between 12 and 24 miles an hour. So over here is your beacon, and we got work lights front and work lights front and rear. We're gonna have work lights off when we're driving down the road. We're gonna use our road lights. We're gonna leave our hazards off also and use our blinkers so people know which way we're turning. We got our strobe on, so we don't need hazards on, and we got tail lights and turn signals and everything on this thing, so we will use them and just use our work lights in parking lots. Beyond that, there's not too much. Here's this button right here is ride control when you're going from site to site. If it's riding a little bit rough, if you turn that on, it'll help smooth out the ride, but we don't want to plow with that on. So, and you shouldn't need any of the other stuff. This is traction control. I don't know if that's going to be useful or not. And then we got our HVAC controls here. Make sure the air is not on, because the air actually works in it. Windshield wipers front and rear. And then on the front of this is how you shift from forward to reverse. Okay, so we'll go hook up to a Artic sectional LD13. It's the plow that is going to be on this machine. Try to hook up to it with one hand, so bear with me. Before we get hooked up, I want to unlock the hydraulics. You press this button right here. It'll beep at you, and then with this thumb, you roll it forward to lock them and backwards to unlock them. You can see those red tabs. So when they're up, they're unlocked. And there's one on each side. And when they're down, they're locked. So have them unlocked when you're going into the plow to hook up, so that we don't drag them on the ground and break them. Because this is a pretty big loader for just skid steer quick patch tabs. It'd be easy to break them. Okay, and we're gonna roll our boom back and lock our tabs down, and then push our lock and unlock button, and then we're going to verify that the plow is actually hooked up by slowly tipping it forward, and then you can see your tabs are through the hole on that side, and they are through the hole on this side. So our plow is not falling off, so that's a good day. And then as far as using this plow, you're going to simply set the boom all the way on the ground, and then tip the plow forward and drive forward, and if it's not scraping, you can tip the plow forward a little bit. If you go forward too far, like this is too far, it feels wrong, and B, if here I'll get out and show you what it looks like. So you can feel that it's wrong in there, and then you can see that these blocks they have a lot of force on them. So that's a real easy way to break your blocks, is by having it tip too far forward. So we want the bottom of our shoe flat on the ground. We don't want it sitting up on its toe. We don't want it on its heel. And we don't want to be putting a bunch of pressure on these blocks. The other way that you break blocks is by driving into an ice pile and using it like a bulldozer. That'll break all these bottom blocks when you run into something hard like an ice pile. So when the front of the shoe starts to contact the pile, lift the plow straight up and drive forward at the same time. Don't curl the plow and try to like push the snow up the pile. That also puts a lot of stress on the blocks. So just keep it flat, and as soon as this contacts the pile, lift straight up and drive into it. And don't try to move the pile, just try to add to it. If you do end up breaking blocks, we can bolt the sections together with these bolt holes. Over in our little toolbox over here, we do have wrenches, and we have a few bolts in there to bolt sections together. So that's our plan B. And yeah, you can see we're tipped so far forward right now, our tire's actually off the ground. So that's another sign of you tipped too far forward. Let's be extra careful with this door. They are prone to breaking. So close it gently, open it gently, make sure the wind doesn't catch it. You just pull on this guy right here to unlock it, and then don't let it slam when you get back in the cab either. especially the colder it is, the more prone it is to breaking. If we break a door, we still have to finish our shift, so it's in your best interest to not break the door. And yeah, that's the Case 321 with the Artic 13.